They said she was insane. Who in their right mind turns down a palace, a convoy of luxury cars, and a life of global prestige for mud, boots, and bullets in Burkina Faso? But Mariam knew something the world didn't. She wasn't in love with gold. She was in love with freedom. And freedom had a new name: Captain Ibrahim Traoré. In the heart of Lagos, where skyscrapers kiss the clouds and billionaires walk like gods, lived a woman who dared to love a country she had never even stepped foot in. Her name was Mariam Adesina, daughter of a real estate tycoon, heiress to a multi-million-dollar fortune, groomed in Swiss schools, fluent in 4 languages, and courted by the elite. By 27, she could have married into any royal family, and almost did, until she met him, or rather, until she saw him. It was through a screen, a video gone viral across Africa. A young military officer standing tall in dusty fatigues, his voice raw with passion, declaring, "We are not afraid. We will fight until Burkina Faso is free." She paused the clip, rewound it, watched it again. There was something in his eyes, not just fire, but honesty. No polish, no politics, just purpose. Mariam couldn't sleep that night, or the night after. The billionaire she was dating, an oil magnate's son with his own jet, sent her a ring the size of a grape. She returned it, politely. The tabloids speculated, friends whispered, but she remained silent, until the day she vanished. 2 months later, a grainy photo leaked online. A woman in army fatigues, seated in a pickup truck somewhere near Ouahigouya, northern Burkina Faso, face dusty, no makeup, holding a walkie-talkie. Is that Mariam Adesina? Yes, it was. But this wasn't a publicity stunt or some short-term charity adventure. Mariam had traded Lagos skyscrapers for the red soil of West Africa. And she wasn't looking back. Why? Because she believed in his dream, Traoré's dream, a sovereign Africa, a free Burkina Faso, a continent no longer begging, no longer kneeling. Her father was furious. "You threw away your life," he spat over a crackling satellite call. For what? For a man with no power, no money, and no guarantee he'll survive the month? But Mariam only smiled. "Baba," she said, "you taught me to invest in what matters." I just did. It wasn't love at first sight, at least not the kind you see in movies. When Mariam first arrived in Burkina Faso, Traoré barely acknowledged her. He thought she was an agent, or worse, a distraction. He didn't trust her designer French, her delicate fingers, her soft-spoken diplomacy. She didn't belong on the front lines. But Mariam had read every book on Thomas Sankara. She could recite speeches, cite battle maps, and decipher drone footage better than most lieutenants. She didn't ask to be taken seriously. She forced it. Within weeks, she was embedded with logistics teams, decoding intercepted messages from foreign operatives. Her phone was taken. Her name wiped. She went by Adama now, gender-neutral, faceless, loyal. Traoré started noticing. One night, while reviewing files, he found a note written in the margins of an intelligence report. "They're using humanitarian aid trucks to smuggle satellite equipment." It was signed Adama. 3 days later, that tip saved lives in Djibo. He called her in, looked her dead in the eyes. "Who trained you?" he asked. "No one," she replied. "I trained myself, because this matters." Traoré didn't respond, but that night, for the first time, he asked if she'd eaten. It was small, but it was a beginning. Their bond was forged in fire, not flirtation. They argued often. He hated her stubbornness. She hated his silence. He was all action. She was all analysis. But in the chaos of war, they balanced each other. She slowed him down when he burned too hot. He pushed her forward when she hesitated. They never spoke of feelings, not even once, until the night the safe house in Kaya was raided. Gunshots cracked the air, dust, screams, confusion. Mariam was pinned beneath rubble, blood streaming from her scalp. Traoré, disoriented, was pulled out by guards. But he fought them. Screaming her name, they told him it was too late, that the building was collapsing, that they had to go. He ignored them. He ran back inside and pulled her out with his own hands. Later, in a quiet hospital tent, Mariam opened her eyes to find him beside her. "Why did you come back?" she whispered. Traoré, exhausted, replied, "Because you stayed when you could have left. Now it's my turn." Mid-script pause for engagement. To everyone watching, thank you. It's your support, your shares, and your voices that keep stories like this alive. If you believe in African love stories rooted in purpose, sacrifice, and revolution, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a "For Mariam" in the comments. Let's continue. Their story spread through whispers at first. They never posed for pictures, never touched in public. But soldiers began to notice how he spoke softer when she was near, how her voice made him pause, how her analysis changed the way he saw things. Some called it weakness, others called it balance. And Traoré, who had never cared for gossip, never corrected them. When a journalist from Al Jazeera asked if he had a special advisor, Traoré simply said, "She is the voice in my head when I forget the cost of war." Meanwhile, the billionaire ex-fiancé in Lagos launched a smear campaign. Headlines read, "Spoiled heiress turned rebel mistress." But Mariam didn't flinch. She released one statement: "I chose to love a vision, not a bank account, and that vision is rising in Burkina Faso." From then on, young women across the continent began sending her letters. Some said they too were tired of waiting for comfort. Others said they were joining the revolution, not because of weapons, but because of hope. In Ouagadougou, murals of Mariam appeared overnight, not as a first lady, but as a fighter. Then came the marriage proposal, but not the one the world expected. No ring, no press, no entourage, just two figures standing beneath a tree after a long operation. "I don't have much," Traoré said, "only this country and this fight. But if you're willing to carry it with me, we can build something no empire can destroy." Mariam didn't hesitate. "I didn't come here to be saved," she replied. "I came to build, with you." Their wedding was held in secret, not out of shame, but strategy. A small gathering of comrades, no cameras, no gowns, just folded palms, whispered prayers, and two warriors pledging their lives to each other and their people. Traoré wore his uniform, Mariam wore white linen. That night, in the silence of a revolution still burning, they became more than husband and wife. They became the symbol of a new Africa. Not one chained to luxury or foreign validation, but one built on sacrifice, dignity, and love with purpose. Today, their story lives not just in headlines, but in hearts. In the girl in Bamako who rejected her modeling contract to study political science. In the boy in Fada who paints murals of strong African women beside rebel leaders. In the youth who believe that love is not just kisses and roses, but choosing someone who helps you carry your mission, not run from it. Mariam's choice was never about rejecting a billionaire. It was about choosing a continent over comfort. And Traoré's love, it was never about claiming a prize. It was about recognizing the one soul who walked through fire, not for him, but beside him. This isn't just a love story. It's a revolution in disguise. And in a world where we're told to chase money, status, and soft lives, sometimes the greatest act of rebellion is choosing love that fights. If this story moved you, let the world know. Share it. Tell someone. And remember, Africa doesn't need fairy tales. We are writing our own. Thank you for watching. Support us with a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more bold, untold African stories. Together, we rise.